But first to Albo, dear oh dear, who today, 4 days, of course, after the fact, decided to pop on a Jewish skull cap and make his long-awaited, belated appearance at the scene of the synagogue terror attack. 4 days too late. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it, does he? It's as if, he was handed the keys to the lodge, but he still hasn't quite figured out yet how to open the door. The accidental Prime Minister. Now, how does this sit with you at home? Anthony Albanese was on Saturday showing off his skills at the Cottesloe Tennis Club in Perth. There he is, donning his white uniform, and later was whining and dining Labor donors at a fundraising event. All the while, a synagogue was burnt in a terror attack in Melbourne. Key word there, terror. So this is a Prime Minister who will forever be known as the leader who played tennis, dazzled donors, as a terror attack unfolded on home soil. Let that sink in. And just remember, the attack happened the day prior, so this was all on the Prime Minister. It was his call to carry on with his weekend. That was the priority of the leader of this country, as the Jewish community in Melbourne and in Australia say that they are not safe in the country he leads.
I've heard from many people within the Jewish community that, quite frankly, don't go into the CBD on a Sunday. Or if they do, they will take their skull cap off. They will de-identify as Jews for fear that if they wear this in the central business district, they are at risk of being a target.
So today, 4 days after that firebombing, Albo decided to rock up, finally going and visiting the Adass synagogue, only after days of pressure, and of course doing his best, if I may say so, to appear extremely awkward.
I went to my first bar mitzvah on Saturday.
Great, terrific. Was that before or was that after the tennis, Prime Minister? Now, you can see by the vision outside the synagogue today, it was certainly tense. I mean, this is a community that is rightly angry. And after inspecting the rubble and quickly posing for a photo inside, there it is, Albo emerged wearing a kippah on his head, the Jewish skull cap, and said this.
This arson attack is an act of terrorism. It was fuelled by anti-Semitism and it was stoked by hatred. We're a country that needs to come together and unite. On behalf of my government that I lead, into doing what we need to do to restore this synagogue, including providing whatever support is necessary financially.
And then that was it. That was it. He refused to even take questions and was quickly whisked away very quickly. No accountability. And you see, the problem here is we've heard these comments over and over. Yes, he's condemned it. Yes, he's called it anti-Semitism. But what has he actually done since October 7 last year to stamp out anti-Semitism? Nothing. From the steps of the Sydney Opera House to preachers celebrating the slaughter of 1,200 Jews. Week in, week out, the intimidating pro-Palestine rallies. Even last week there was one held in front of a synagogue. We've got Hezbollah flags being waved in the streets. And where was Albo? Oh, nowhere. The accidental Prime Minister gives his usual, "We condemn this" speech, and then that's it, wipes hands, walks away, whisked away, done. You see, Labor's moral clarity has snapped, driven by nothing more than Muslim votes in southwest Sydney seats. And the problem for Albo now is his words are worthless. They don't mean anything because his priorities are skewed.